Good afternoon and welcome to live coverage of the Dritte Liga, the third tier in Germany. It's Matchday 10 and we have the big match for you between Borussia Dortmund's second team and 1860 Munich. So we're in the Signal Iduna Park, so it's quite a treat for both sets of players to play in this massive stadium. As it turns out, the majority of fans here are 1860 fans, so it's more like a home match for the team on the road, as the High Flyers 1860 have got a great chance to pick up 3 points against the strugglers Borussia Dortmund 2. So Dortmund's coach Christian Preußer, it's been a tough start to the season for him. He's got a new assistant in Julian Koch to replace Pascal Bieler, who has started his management career in the lower leagues. And currently the second Dortmund team in 18th spot in the third league. They've only won 2 matches so far, drawn 1, lost 6. And it's their goal scoring record which is of real concern. Only 6 scored, 16 against. And they find themselves 2 points above the bottom side, Bayreuth, as it stands. They've got the worst home record in the league as well. Only 1 win, 3 losses, only 2 goals scored. But with the upheaval, as the Stadion Rote Erde is renovated, they've had to move here. They will move to Wuppertal as well for a couple of games. Not the greatest preparation for them, as they're amongst the lowest scorers in the league with the lowest shots per match. No clean sheet in 5 matches either for the team who finished 9th last season, but losing a lot of quality over the summer. The likes of Dralacha, Maloney, Ferai, Tachi, Taz, Tigges and Fink leaving the club, as well as their coach Maassen to Augsburg in the Bundesliga. As we see Jinmar here go on the attack down the left-hand side early doors, and fouled there by Lex of 1860 Munich. Early chance here for the Dortmund side to get the ball into the box. Aggressive start from Stefan Lex. As Dortmund have the second highest possession stats in the league, but they don't have a lot of end product. And Jinmar, their top scorer, on only 2 goals. Well, 1860 with early defending to do here, as Bueno stands over it, just leaving it for one of his teammates. So right on 1 minute played, in comes the first free kick. And it's pumped back in, it's deflected on its way through. 1860 just struggling to clear their lines early, as there comes the first shot from Pajalic, but well wide in the end. So a let-off there for 1860, who are second in the league, flying under Michael Kölner, level with topside Elversberg on points. 7 wins, 1 draw and only 1 loss so far. Firing in goals as well, 22 so far, 11 conceded, so they tend to be involved in entertaining encounters, hoping for the same today. And away from home, also a decent record. That 1 loss coming away from home, but 2 wins and a draw also in that time. They could improve defensively away from home, conceding 8. As the side who have finished 4th twice in a row now want to take the step up and get back where they feel they at minimum belong in Bundesliga 2. They also have no clean sheet in 5, same as Dortmund. However, they have a good record against the second Borussia Dortmund side, getting the double over them last season. They won 2-0 here in December. Lex and Bear scoring. Bear is unfortunately out for them today, as Dortmund ended with 10 men. And in Munich there was a really spectacular match, 6-3, with Lex Bear at the double, Biancardi, Deichmann and Dressel scoring for the home side. Papadopoulos, Jinma and Bartore replying. As it's been a good early start here from the young Borussia Dortmund side. Corner to come in. It's a low one towards the near post and sliced clear by Lex. As 1860 got off to a record-breaking start to the season with 5 wins. And so many goals scored as well. Here they have to face the second corner in quick succession. Hiller doing well there. Fisting the ball away. As the ball delivered back in towards Jinma, but Hiller quite happy to grab the ball and set 1860 on the attack. As Larkenmacher is the new star for 1860 up front. Top scorer so far this season on 6, which is good news for Michael Kölner, with Bear, their top scorer from last season, suffering injury early this time out. And he's really hit the ground running as well. As that one loss so far this season to Elversberg, the top side. 4-1 there as well, as they got bossed on that afternoon, but they're level pegging with them in the table at the moment. And they also have a couple of injury worries today. As I mentioned, Bears out, Steinhardt, the left back out, Wein and Kretzmer are ill, and they'll miss Morgalla at the back as well, who celebrated signing a new contract midweek. Great news for 1860 that they can keep him for the foreseeable future, as they won their last match by 3-1 over Erzgebirge Aue. That came after the loss against Elversberg. Larkenmacher there scoring a hat-trick, and they conceded very late on against Erzgebirge Aue. Was a comfortable match for them. As Jinma just gets free here on the right-hand side. Can't deliver the ball in though. As Dortmund got a boost finally in their last match, winning 2-1 at Zwickau. A Jinma penalty and a Tatamush late winner meant that Dortmund came from behind on the road. And that's just the kind of fillip they need coming into this match against really tough opponents in 1860 Munich. As the first attack there, really, that we've seen from 1860 just breaks down. Deichmann couldn't get there. And Ostrinsky with his first real touch of the ball today for the Dortmund second side. Well, as I said, the 1860 fans have come here in their droves. There was some fear that in the Signal Iduna Park it would not be a great atmosphere, but the 1860 fans really making sure of a party here. You can see the Dortmund fans are dotted around, but the 1860 fans there behind the goal really creating a din. Here's Finson for Dortmund. The ball safely back there from Dams to his keeper Ostrinsky. As Dortmund started very well here, plenty of possession as always. Long ball forward now, should be easy enough for Velat to deal with. As there's pressure on the man in possession as Lannert gets it down the line. Couldn't quite find Rieder, and that means Finson can sweep up. And the long clearance from Ostrinsky, and it's found Jinma here on the left-hand side. Can he get the ball in this time? He can. It was chested down, and Eberwein could almost get in on that knockdown. Just evaded him in the end. As it's been very, very bright here from Borussia Dortmund 2. Michael Kölner looks a little bit concerned on the sidelines as his team got knocked out of the Bavarian Regional Cup midweek. Bit of a shock there, but I don't think that they're too bothered as they lost to Illetsen by 1-0. In the pre-match interview said that their focus really is on getting promotion from the third league. Would have been nice to pick up some more silverware in the Regional Cup and get entry to the DFB Cup next year confirmed already. But they'd rather do it as a second league team, of course. A long ball up the field looking for Lex. It's way too far ahead of him. There's a lovely bit of skill out on the right-hand side, but good work from 1860 defensively. And you can see the pressing from Borussia Dortmund. Immediately that they lose the ball, they're hunting in packs. As Lang there looks for the ball upfield. Lex just dropping deep. Out towards left-hand side for Greilinger. Diagonal ball forwards, and too much on that as well, looking for Larkenmacher. As the Borussia Dortmund second side losing a couple of players from the squad today to the first team, who have a tough trip to Köln in the Bundesliga. Suffering a few injuries after the international break. As the decision there is a corner for 1860. It came off Bueno last, says the referee's assistant, and this is where 1860 can really cause problems for Dortmund. Vrenetzi goes across to take. It's going to be an outswinger to try and tempt out Ostrinsky. Half came for it, and scrappy defending from Dortmund there. But in the end, the header just going wide. It was Lang who rose highest. They couldn't force the header on target. Long ball up the field here for Dortmund, and it just won't quite come down, but in the end the shot does come in from Pohlmann. Well, no one seemed to want to deal with this bouncing ball. In the end, it's Pohlmann with the athletic effort. Well, a let-off there for 1860 again. Look a little bit nervous at the back today. They just need someone to put their foot on the ball. Likes of Rida and Boyamba in the centre. This one is up towards Larkenmacher. Cleared on the volley by Finson, but not convincingly. Eberwein also unable to get any real distance on his kick. Finally, it is up towards the other end. 1860 with the throw. And the 1860 fans fully behind their team, as you can see, roaring them on here. Not a great start after 12 minutes. They've got plenty of time to settle. And against Borussia Dortmund, it's often difficult in the opening hour or so, and then the stamina starts to take hold. Here's Fanner, the captain for Borussia Dortmund, to take the throw. As the ball is delivered back to the keeper, Ostrinsky gets there ahead of Boyamba. He came through the youth system at Dortmund. And good pressing being shown there from Lannert on Özkan. Finson. Up into midfield. Rieder safely back to his keeper, Hiller. Quite happy here, 1860, just to play it patiently. As we see a handball given there against Pajalic. And the interception there doesn't quite come off, and Lakenmacher is on the left-hand side and free, but the flag raised against him. He was in an offside position. As the ball is given away sloppily here, and Vranetsi thought he was in. Well tackled. Now Boyamba swings it back in again. And Eberwein just managing to clear. Well, panic stations there for the Dortmund second team. Those are the kinds of mistakes that they can make with their brand of football. As Boyamba gets the next ball in. As Jinma now in a foot race up against Lang there. Lang just managing to get a toe end away. Well, this is the danger that Dortmund possess as we see this chance for Vranetsi. And, well, it's Fanner who came in alongside Dams to close him down. As here comes Vranetsi again. It's another fine tackle. And it looks as though Vranetsi may just have picked up a knock there on the far side in that challenge. Well, Michael Kölner will be much happier now. His team have just started to become dominant here. Get the ball going the other way. Get the Dortmund defenders turning towards their own goal. You can see Vranetsi there, not happy that he passed up that opportunity when played in by a weak back pass. Here's Ostrinsky. Will be happy that his teammates bailed him out there. Didn't have a save to make. There's the interception from Velat. Looking immediately forward for Lakenmacher. Just out-strengthened. Now Özkan. Nice ball forward. And driving through midfield, and the shot flashes in and just wide of the target. It was Pazalic coming forward. Looking comfortable here today, Borussia Dortmund, despite the fact 1860 have started to come into it in the last 5 minutes or so. Certainly not retreating into their shells. As Hiller gets the ball up towards Lakenmacher, couldn't bring it down and control it. As we see a mistake there from Finson. And they can't punish it. Lex just trying to feed in Boyamba on the left-hand side. Finson there, tripping over his own feet. This time puts his foot through the ball, taking it downfield. Perhaps Dortmund will decide to target the young Icelander. As Jinma might be in. The ball just bouncing away from him though. Well, he's playing up front pretty much on his own. Not much support. Chasing these lost causes. It could have been very, very dangerous indeed for 1860. The ball played towards him by Pfanner. There's another up and under towards Jinma, who was in an offside position. I think he knew that. Lang. And 1860 winning the second ball before playing it up high towards Lachenmacher. Again the bouncing ball, no one can deal with it. Volleyed away in the end by Finson. Lachenmacher just looking to get something on it. Not too much control in this match so far, as the next shot comes in. I think it was Greilinger who decided to pull the trigger from a long way out there. Didn't catch it at all. Well, bad news for 1860. The team above them, Elversberg, have scored early already against Fell. They've really started the season on fire, the new arrivals from the regional leagues. Finson keeping his eye on the ball that time. Borussia Dortmund have lost 7 of their last 9 home matches. No wonder with all that upheaval, both in their squad and in the venue. Now Pfanner under a bit of pressure there from Boyamba. There's good pressing from 1860, just a little bit too much in the referee's opinion. Pajalic dropping deep and just tripped. As we played over 20 minutes here. Goalless in this third league encounter in Germany. And the Borussia Dortmund second team putting up a fine performance so far against the high-flying 1860 side. At the moment they seem to have Lachenmacher under control. A long diagonal ball, and the chase is on here as Bueno tries to get on the end of it, instead fouls Lanet. Said it was shoulder to shoulder. The referee disagrees. Well, the dark clouds just starting to come over Dortmund. As you can see, the fans just retreating under the roof. That could make for fun and games later in the game if it starts to rain. As we're midway through the first half, time has actually flown by despite the lack of goals. A couple of chances for either side. Lang with a header wide for 1860 from a corner. Spectacular effort from Pohlmann, just dropping wide for Dortmund. Shot flashed wide as well for Dortmund from distance. And the long ball down the right-hand side, and that might just get Deichmann interested, but it skips up off the turf and out of play. Well, there you can see it's absolutely pouring down now. It's not really dampening the mood of the away fans. Windy conditions as well. That doesn't help with those long balls. Downfield as Boyamba. And that's well stepped in from Eberwein. Boyamba. And that's good skill from him. Just drifting into midfield. Ball out for Lannert. Back to Boyamba. Fine play here. And finds Lachenmacher. And he gets his first real shot away there. It was blocked though by the defender. Oh, lovely, lovely play from Boyamba here. But you can see the defender on him was tight. Fanner. No corner in the end though, the referee deciding it came off the big man last. This is Jinma. Couple of step overs. Finds Bueno. Vinson coming forward for the first time on the overlap. Low ball in. Nice touch here. Jinma! And the shot is screwed wide by the Dutchman. Oh, lovely play. Created down the left-hand side. Jinma, though, wasting the opportunity. Well, that is often the criticism of the Borussia Dortmund second side. They play some really pretty football, but just no cutting edge. Not clinical enough. And then they get punished in situations like these, perhaps, from 1860 as Vernetzi finds a bit of space on the left. This is Lex. Passes back to Greilinger. Head down. 1860 trying to keep Dortmund boxed in here. The delivery with the right foot from Greilinger is just above Lachenmacher there. Oh, windy and wet conditions now in this third league match. Strinsky still going to go for the long clearance. Up towards the centre of the park. 1860 get it here. Boyamba looking for the quick ball forward. There's Verlaat. To the feet of Hiller. Verlaat again. Lannert looking forward again for Lachenmacher, getting too much on it. Well, they were playing patiently, 1860, but the last 5-10 minutes have been throwing the ball forward, hoping for something from Lachenmacher. It's a heavy touch out of play. Throw in for Dortmund. Bueno to take. Here's Pullman. Trying to bring it down. Instead it's Vrenetsi who comes away with it. And he's fouled out on the left. Just a little bit of a delay there from the referee in making the decision. And the correct one as well. Pajlic just catching him from behind. Oh boy, Amber looks up here. It's a deep position for the free kick. Is he going to try and float it towards the penalty area? There's plenty of height up there. As it is. And in the end, Lang can't get enough on the header to really test Ostrinski. Now Dams for Finson, who has upped his concentration level since a couple of mistakes earlier in the half. Now Özcan with the crossfield ball out towards Bueno. Well brought down. And dances into the penalty area as well. Can't find the final ball though. Markenmacher dropping deep to try and hold up the ball, and he's lost out. Jinma. What's he going to do here, Jinma? Dribbling out towards the right-hand side, and was he just clipped there by Boyamba? Well, he wants a decision from the referee, doesn't get it. The referee was right there. That's Greilinger with the resulting throw. Just clipped towards Bueno. Nice ball. Finson is down the left-hand side. Gets it from Bueno. And then the ball into the channel. Eventually from the Spaniard. Just too far ahead there of Pullman. So just after over half an hour gone now. Still goalless. There's a player down just on the edge of the centre circle for 1860. It's Lakenmacher in the wars. Vine just coming in on the blind side. Oh, Kulner not too happy with some of the decisions going against his side. Wanted a yellow card there, I think, for the Dortmund player. Nothing awarded. As Vrenetsi. It's a straight free kick, and yeah, it was going to always be difficult to find an angle as it drifts out of play for a goal kick. Verlads was the man trying to chase it down. And risky at the back there from Dortmund, just managing to get it clear. As Vrenetsi gets it, but two players surround him to win it back for Dortmund. Well, a bit of a delay there from Greilinger in closing the ball down, and he's come off worse in the challenge. Against Özcan. So 12 minutes to go before half-time. Are we going to see a goal? Are those fans from 1860 who have made the long trip up north going to be celebrating? Amber, nice touch just to take it away from the man against him, Pajalic. And Reader. Velat. Under no pressure here. Pick out a ball. Finds Renetzi. Well, there's barely any space out there at all for either side to express themselves. As Velat hacks clear. That should be easy for Finson to deal with. And gets the ball rolling immediately for Michel. As the tackle comes in from Lex. It's a lovely cross-field ball here from Dortmund. That might just get Pajalic interested, but it's good defending from Greilinger. And then Pajalic sticking out a foot, bringing down the left back. And the foul given there. Lannert. It's given against him and he's recovered really well, Lannert there, up against Bueno. Dortmund getting straight on the attack from the free kick. And that's excellent tracking from Lannert. Bueno, well, he could have gone for the goal himself. Looked to play it across, and that allowed the block to come in from Lannert. So corner then for Dortmund here. It's their third of the match. Pullman across to take. Plenty of pushing and shoving going on in the box. The referee will keep a close eye on that as it's towards the near post. It's not quite been dealt with, and Hiller manages just to recover. Well, good goalkeeping in the end, and then glares at his centre backs that they didn't deal with that at all. Pajalic with the next corner, cleared, smashed back in, and Hiller with the save at full stretch there. Oh, Dortmund with two chances, Hiller now being called into action. It was difficult for him to see as well, Hiller, through that crowd of players. Well, Christian Preußer can be happy with how this is going for the home side. So here come 1860. Little bit of space for them perhaps. In comes the delivery to Uzlakenmacher, making trouble for Ostrinsky. Foul given against the forward in the end. Good strong goalkeeping though, managed to pounce as it came loose. Ostrinsky. Finson down the left-hand side. Jinma with a smart turn and tries to play it out towards Pasalic. And Greilinger just doing enough on the slide to get it out. The two of them just sharing a laugh. There was a nice foot race. Jinma, though, lovely piece of skill to open it up and almost found the ball for Pasalic. And Pasalic again. This time Jinma couldn't take the ball on board. That's a poor touch in the end from Özcan. As the throw-in is taken, there's a clash there between Lachenmacher and Dams. The referee just signalling to play on. Well, Michael Kölner will be looking forward to getting his boys into the dressing room at half-time. Just making a few adjustments as again Ostrynski's perhaps sold short there by the back pass. You have the feeling it's going to be a bit more attacking from 1860 in the second period. Unless they can find themselves a goal in the remaining 5 minutes of the first half. Fana there just fouling Boyamba. So Boyamba delivers it and it's flicked on and easily caught by Ostrynski. Reacting very well to any pressure, Ostrynski, so far. Strong performance in goal for the Dortmund second string. It's Fana. As the sun is now out. Strange conditions in Dortmund. Difficult for the players. As Jinma uses his pace there to pick up the ball. Another nice pass out towards Pasalic. And takes a shot on and it's blocked. Oh, could have been very dangerous. Now Boyamba racing up the other end. Is just dragged back and this will be the first yellow card of the game. And it's for Michel. Here's the shot from Pasalic. I think that Hiller had it covered. So the second yellow card of the season for Falco Michel. As this is up towards Renetzi. And he's cleared out as well. It's another free kick for 1816. It's the next yellow card as well for the home side. Özcan this time, the man in trouble. Well, they just need to keep their discipline here. Borussia Dortmund's second team. It's also his second yellow of the season. Can 1860 get the delivery right this time? There are 2.5 minutes until half-time. I don't think we're going to get too much time added on. Barely a stoppage, really, in the game. So Vranetsi. And flicked on again. And it was a decent idea. No one arriving at the far stick, though. Better delivery this time, though, from the away team. Verlat it was who got up and won it. And the attacker in there. I think it was Lang, couldn't quite react. Zostrinsky gets rid of it. As much distance as possible on the clearance. Boyamba again looking for a free kick. Pasalic just taking his foot away from him. Oh, it's free kick after free kick for 1860 out on that touchline. Can they punish Dortmund's second team now? It's Boyamba. He's floating this one. And cleared by Dortmund. Oh, we're into the final minute, and Kölner will soon be able to make changes for his team. I don't think he's that happy with what he's seen so far, but it is goalless away from home. That's Vernetzi on this right-hand side. For Lachenmacher. And he laid it off there for Boyamba. Excellent attack there from 1860, and Boyamba sees his volley deflected wide. That's what Lachenmacher can do. Linking up well with anyone following up. And away in the end by Eberwein. Vernetzi with a late corner. Could be the final action of the half. It's an outswinger. It's a spectacular effort coming in. Deichmann trying it with the overhead kick as we go in goalless at half-time. No goals between Borussia Dortmund's second team and 1860. Join us in about 15 minutes to see if we will get any goals in this game. Welcome back to the second half of this third league encounter between Borussia Dortmund's second team and 1860 Munich. The halftime scoreline goalless, unfortunately. A match of few clear-cut opportunities, but I would imagine that Michael Kölner will send out his 1860 team on the attack in this second half, as there have been a few half chances at either end. But really, the save from Hiller in the 37th minute from Pohlmann, the real highlight of the game so far. The volley coming through a crowd of players and Hiller doing well to turn it away. So straight into the second half. Will we see an improved performance from 1860? As they couldn't really get their top scorer Lachenmacher into the game. A lot of balls played up towards him that were adrift. Well, 2 yellow cards in that first half, both of them for midfielders for Borussia Dortmund. Michel and Özkan going into the referee's book, as we see Jinma has just taken a knock here, straight back on his feet. Christian Preußer will be happy with the performance from his boys in that first half. As here comes Greilinger. Rieder. And back towards Verlat. That's a nice ball for Boyamba out on the left-hand side. Drifting it towards Lachenmacher again, and that's a typical ball that we saw in the first half, just over the head of the striker. So no changes from either side at half-time. It's as we were. Well, Michael Kölner will be hoping this side can pick up another 3 points on the road. The team currently in second spot in the third league. Need to keep the pressure on Elversberg above them, who are winning 1-0 against Fell. Still an early goal there, making the difference. Fanner up for Pajalic, and the run through midfield there from Michel is brought to an end, and it's a yellow card as well for Deichmann. That's the first yellow for the visitors. It's his third yellow of the season. Pajalic, very, very deep here. All the way back to Ostrinsky in goal. Finson with the throw. Finson with a couple of nervy moments in the first half, but he recovered. Pajalic again. Jinma on the halfway line. And once the throw, it looks as though it's gone the way of 1860. Came off him last. As that's good skill from Pajalic to keep the ball. Back to Finson. Ostrinsky able to hold the ball before clearing. Bueno. And does really well there, plays the 1-2. Infield for Michel, and then he's brought to ground by Vrenetsi. Well, coming up towards 5 minutes gone in the second half. It's much as we were in the first. Tighter than you would expect between these two. Suddenly, Greilinger has the run down the left-hand side here. Finds Boyamba. Plenty of black and yellow shirts in there. And Eberwein's done well, but he's swiped at his clearance. Boyamba straight onto it. Shot comes in. And it's just wide from Deichmann. Well, that's a poor effort at clearing there from Eberwein. And it's teed up by Boyamba, but in the end slashed wide. And you have a feeling that the Borussia Dortmund second side do have a couple more mistakes in them as well to possibly let in 1860, as we see Jinma well offside there as the ball is played down the line. Applauds the effort to find him. Now Lang. A couple of headers in the first half from set piece situations. Nothing to really test Ostrinsky though. As the goalkeepers have in the main in this match so far been virtual spectators. Hiller with one excellent stop in the first half. Ostrinsky pretty much untested so far as Velat steps in. It's a lovely challenge. And the ball across towards Lachenmacher, can't get there. And on the stretch was Fanner, just being caught by the big man in that challenge. Pajalic playing too far up the wing in this second half, and Boyamba gets the ball. Greilinger, and there's no foul given there. Pullman comes away with the ball, plays it down the right, and then getting his legs in a right twist there was Özcan. Oh, tried to play in Jinma. In the end, all they get Dortmund is a throw in right in the corner, which is taken, and Özcan gets it. Rather embarrassed by that, I think, the midfielder. As Vrenetsi, a lot of space out there for either side still. They need this game to open up. Although I suppose that for 1860, a draw away from home and a welcome clean sheet as well wouldn't be such a bad result. Up against this youthful Borussia Dortmund side. As Lexia tries to pick out the pass for Lachenmacher, and he's well challenged again. Dam's doing very well there. Now the ball forward from Rieder. And Lachenmacher can't get there again. And then we see the subs bench for 1860. Kobylanski would be one candidate to come on. As the next yellow card here is flashed towards Pajalic. He's been putting himself about a bit, and the referee finally seeing fit to give him yellow. He's having a real battle with Boyamba. And they've got to keep an eye on their discipline here. Borussia Dortmund. As we see Pasalic go into the book for the third time this season. Well, yet again, it's a free kick out on the left-hand side. We saw a number of these coming towards the end of the first half. Renetzi, it's a high one and it's a poor one as well. Not really helping out. They've had these opportunities to feed quality into the box. They haven't found it so far. Kulna does not really look impressed. There's Pasalic up towards Jinma. Now Jinma might be able to get the run here on Vermaat. He has done. Can he get the ball in? It's whipped across goal and just wide of the far stick. Big chance there for Jinma. Well, he's done so well there to outpace the defender Vermaat. That's not easy to do. But then can't find the finish. Well, if he could just improve his finishing, Jinma, he would be a real weapon for the Borussia Dortmund second team. He has had a couple of minutes in the Bundesliga this season for the first team, where he impressed. But needs to up his efficiency. As now Vrenetzi looks towards Lakenmacher, can't find the pass again towards the target man. As Lannert as well there, but Bueno picks up the loose ball. All right, chance for Jinma. The best we've seen so far in the second half, as Hiller there doesn't get enough distance on his punch. Pasalic was rather caught on his heels there, didn't expect the ball to come to him. Now the ball across for Bueno. Chests it down. Gets into the box. Can he find the ball here? He gets to the byline and delivers. Greilinger away. Now on the follow-up, the volley. And Hiller called into action again. Decent effort from Michel. But 1860 looking at 6s and 7s in defence. Well, he couldn't get any real direction on it to send it into the corner with the snapshot. To really test Hiller. Once again, you can see that Borussia Dortmund, they are towards the bottom of the league in the relegation zone. But they play well. They play a nice brand of football. It's just their goal scoring, which is their real Achilles heel. As we come up towards an hour played. 1860 have had a number of warnings, but they just haven't got going in attack. It's not quite clicking for them. Well, all the way back to Ostrinski. Fanner with the long clearance. Pasalic. And the ball given away in midfield by Dortmund, but it comes to nothing. 1860 looking forward too quickly again there for my taste. foul comes in there. It's Michel with an uncomfortable collision with Rieder. A real wrestling match going on between those two in the centre circle. So Boyamba is the first player to be withdrawn in this match. And Skenderovic is the man to replace him for 1860, hoping to inject something into this performance. Away from home. Well, can he make an impact in the final half hour? Boyamba obviously disappointed to come off against his former club. As Lachenmacher finally gets to link up here. Veronetzi and Lachenmacher, Veronetzi again. And then the final ball, but here's Lex. And is he caught by the keeper? He's been caught by the keeper. Well, it's a soft penalty. Well, Strinsky taking a real risk there, and Lex using all of his experience. It is a penalty. But Lex did not have to work particularly hard there to win it. Well, just over an hour gone, and a massive opportunity now for 1860 to take the league. It's Veronetzi who steps up for the penalty. Ostrinsky, well, he's still shaking his head. He can't believe it was a rush of blood there. Well, can he go from 0 to hero and stop this penalty from Veronetzi? So he just calms himself down. The whistle's gone. And he blasts home. Well, 1860 accepting the gift there. They weren't going to turn that one down, surely. And they lead 1-0 in the Signal Iduna Park against the Borussia Dortmund second team. Well, that's typical, though, of the season so far for the Borussia Dortmund second team. Play well, and then coming towards the last half hour, it's a mistake and a lack of stamina which lets them down. It's Veronetzi's third goal of the season. This one from the spot. And that is a huge, huge relief, you'd have to say, for the away side. Well, what can Dortmund do now to react? Well, the rain absolutely rattling down again. Much like the mood of the Borussia Dortmund players and fans. There's some fine hold-up play here. Pullman trying to find a little bit of space to deliver the ball. Doesn't manage to. It's a loose clearance from 1860. They invite Dortmund back onto them. As from here, you would expect the away side to take the 3 points now. But a real gift from Ostrinsky, fouling Stefan Lex. And he really didn't need to even make an attempt to get the ball. Just a bit of a panic. But Michael Kulner will be so relieved that his side, who haven't played well today, have got their noses in front. It's a sign of a good team. Don't concede and take the opportunities when you get them. And in this case, when they're gifted to you. Well, still over a quarter of the game to go, though. A lot can happen. There is talent out there in the Borussia Dortmund ranks. As the ball just holds up there as it's passed back towards Hiller. Got there before the Dortmund attacker though. As Eberwein does very well there, finds Pajalic. Crossfield ball for Finson. Plenty of space in front of him, goes for the pass and it's intercepted. Now Skenderovic came on as sub for Boyamba just before that penalty. As there are 25 minutes to go. Pajalic, and looking towards the number 10 there, Michel, and well, fouling Velat. Says it was shoulder to shoulder. Velat, just with that bit more experience perhaps. Well, this poor home record for Borussia Dortmund 2, it's continuing at the moment. Can they fight back against the second place side in the league as Lachenmacher finally gets a shot away? The power was just taken off it by the challenge against him. Easy for Ostrinski. As there's a long ball forward and Jinma trying to get there and Hiller having to come outside of his penalty area to volley away. Well, the threat is still there from the home side. They're not giving up the ghost here. Pajalic gives that one away sloppily. Vranetsi, the goal scorer, clips it out towards the right, and that's good defending. Good placement from Finson. Michel. And a quick turn there from Pohlmann. Nicely done. And then he's just taken off the ball by Velat. There's another physical challenge there, but the referee lets it go. Dortmund in possession. Pajalic, we haven't really seen him in an advanced position for a while, and my goodness me, there's the equaliser. Well, they'll want him in those advanced positions if he can pull off finishes like that. It's 1-1, 68th minute. Well, it's his second goal of the season, and it's a brilliant one as well. Well, he's been playing more as a right back or wing back in this second half. Finally, he gets up towards the penalty area and he produces this with his left foot. No chance at all for Hiller, as now this game has exploded into life. The penalty scored by Vranetsi just with an hour gone, 62nd minute. And the lead only lasting 5 minutes for it. 1860. Well, that's a real relief as well now for Borussia Dortmund 2. That they can come back. Well, they came back last time out against Zwickau. Can they do it again? Perhaps the youngsters. 1860 are made of sterner stuff, but we haven't seen too much from them today to really hurt Dortmund. The penalty coming from a mistake from Ostrinski. Well, thumbs up from Pazalic. And Christian Springer certainly delighted to see that one fly in. Great goal. As the heavy rain comes down again, and there must be some doubt over the quality of the pitch. Not that it's a poor field today, of course. It's a proper Bundesliga pitch, as it's hail that's coming down. But the first team have got to play 9 matches during October. 5 of them on this pitch, so it's important that they look after it. As Lex here looks as though he's just picked up a knock. Well, it won't be the conditions that are hurting him. And it looks as though he's got to go off. That's a blow again for 1860. As Talig is the man to replace him. The captain's armband passed on to Rieder. Well, 1860 will be hoping that's not too much of a problem. Well, the hail is coming down so much that in fact we've got a break in play here. The referee calling a halt to the match completely, and you can see the hail is absolutely unbelievable. Oh, safety first from the referee. Well, the break in play comes just after this match should really ignited with the 62nd minute penalty from Vranetsi to give 1860 the lead for the away side. It was a soft penalty given away by Ostrinsky on Lex. Vranetsi accepting the gift, not passing it up at all. And then only 5 minutes later, a brilliant curling goal from Pajalic brought Borussia Dortmund's second team back into it. Well, not exactly what we wanted, a break in play. Of course, this will all be added on at the end of the match. Any time that we don't play. Well, Elversberg, as it stands, are losing against Fell now. The away side have made a big comeback there. They were trailing early. They are winning 2-1. So at the moment, 1860 are top of the table despite dropping points here away from home. That's big motivation for them to grab a winner in the last 20 minutes or so that remain. Well, the 1860 fans still in fine voice, despite seeing their team concede that equaliser. Not much the team could really have done. It was a great finish from Pazalic. But just this stoppage in play. It's been 3 or 4 minutes now. So we're back on the field and ready to go, though. Who can restart better, I wonder, after that enforced break. So the referee will get on with it. It looks clear. as Finson gets the ball rolling for us again. So it will take a while for the players to get back into their rhythm, you would imagine. As Lannert here has the chance to play the ball up towards the penalty area from the free kick. Clips it towards Lakenmacher, can't hold up the ball. It's not quite sticking with him today. Ostrinsky takes it in both hands. 15 minutes to go, plus that 4 or 5 minutes that will be added due to the enforced break with the hailstorm. As Pohlmann can bring the ball under control at all there. Deichmann. And the ball out to the right-hand side. Ball out of play, and they're just struggling. So Lannert with the short throw. Thought it was going to be a long one. Back in here, it's a high one, and Ostrinsky doing very well there under pressure from Vrenetsi. Ball's in out for Pajalic. And the ball down the wing for Jinma. Velat, though, just stepping across him. So throw for Borussia Dortmund. Pajalic, their goal scorer. Hits it again here. They can't keep the ball though, and it looked as though there was a little stamp there on Rieder from Eberwein. So yellow card for him, his second of the season. Let's have a look here. I just thought he had the chance of getting the ball. Took only Rieder. And over the top of the ball as well. Guaranteed yellow card. That's Velat. That's the ball downfield. There's a collision there between Eberwein and Lakenmacher. A very stop-start at the moment with that break due to the hail. And now a couple of injuries. It should be a free kick for 1860. Well, Lakenmacher looks a little bit uncomfortable, but I think he'll be okay to continue. Likewise, Eberwein, with 12 minutes to go, plus a lot of time added on. Hiller holds it for Velat. I'm still patient here from 1860. As it's a fine tackle coming in from Eberwein. Now the ball forward for Jinma. And in the end, rather overplayed there, in my opinion. Pohlmann trying to play it back across. Could have advanced with the ball towards the penalty area. Verlaat's volleys clear, but there's a collision between Pohlmann and Greilinger. Yes, another stoppage. Well, the game was flowing up until that hailstorm. Since the restart, it's been foul after foul. As it looks as though Koblanski is going to come on to add to the attacking impetus for 1860. Wall also entering the fray. So Michael Kölner ringing the changes. Was forced to take off Lex due to injury. Brought off Boyamba for Skenderovic. That was just before the penalty for them. I'm not seeing a lot of flowing football from 1860 today. Some pressure here on 1860. Bueno running forward, wins the throw-in. And now the substitutions can be made. And Dortmund also going to bring on a new player. Ercan coming on for Eberwein, who's absolutely run himself into the ground. And it looks as though Larkenmacher is coming off. Yes, indeed. Just picked up that knock a couple of minutes ago. Well, he got a hat-trick last time out. Nothing today for him, unfortunately. Deichmann also being withdrawn, so it's an attacking change for Michael Kölner, who you can see in the background there, all smiles. So Wörl and Koblanski on. So just over 8 minutes to go. Plus a lot of stoppage time due to the hailstorm. Oh, can Koblanski just ignite this 1860 performance in that time? We'll be certainly hoping to. Quality player to bring on. As there's a scrappy foul coming in there. Dortmund just perhaps starting to get tired here towards the end of the game. Remember, they did win late on though last time out. Winner against Zwickau coming from Ted Tatemusch with 4 minutes to play. As Koblanski gets the ball in. It's a good delivery this time. Verlaat, though, the header dropping straight in front of Ostrinski. Now Finson. And gets the ball in. And Jinma, well, it was at the near post. And he couldn't really find the target from there. It was very difficult for the young forward. Decent ball towards him, though. Now here comes Ted Tatemusch, who I just mentioned, the scorer of the winner last time out against Zwickau, on for Pohlmann. Well, he's got 6 minutes plus time added on to impress. That will be at least 10 minutes, you would have to say, in total. Well, immediately he goes to press Verlaat. Fresh legs. It just looks as though 1860 are happy with a point away from home, despite leading. They'll be disappointed to concede the equaliser, but it was a great goal from Pajalic. So Fell still winning at Elversberg. That's good news for 1860. Top of the table as it stands with this point away from home. As the ball is released down the left. Stoppage called though. So free kick in their own half for 1860. No advantage for them. Skanderovic. Just couldn't quite get the ball forward. Velat deals with Tatamush. He's been excellent today, Velat. Very relaxed in defence. Not flustered at all. Uh, 1860 do tend to score a lot of late goals. Are we going to see another here? It would be frenetically celebrated by the large travelling group. We're still making a real din in the Signal Iduna Park. As Pajalic there was just caught up there. Ercan couldn't find him. Well, just weary legs out there, I think, for the starting players from the Borussia Dortmund second team. Greilinger just played into a tight spot there, manages to clear. Fanet. Dams, and now Finson. Bueno. Good skill there. Drifts past his man. And feeds it forward for Jinma. Rolls it across. And just wouldn't quite land there for Tatamush. Again, a tester though for Hiller, really. Had to get his angles right here. Make sure that Tatamush was not going to get on the end of that. Could leave it. Well, not too many clear-cut opportunities. Plenty of half chances, though. In the end, I guess a score draw would be fair at the end. As Dortmund have invested a lot into this in the build-up play. Not efficient enough once they get into the final third as ever. 1860 on the other hand, away from home, just sitting back. And they did get the chance from the penalty spot. Vernetzi made no mistake at all. It was a mistake from this man, Ostrinski, to make the tackle on Lex when he really didn't have to. He'll take that on board as experience. So into the final 90 seconds of the allotted time, but we will have 4 or 5 minutes of time added on, as it's going to be a late change for Dortmund with Elongo Yombo coming on for Bueno. Well, Bueno has been excellent today. Spanish player. Elongo Yombo on for a couple more minutes after making his debut last time out. As Velat again launches clear. Yombo using his strength there just to hold on to possession. Finding Özcan. Coming up to the 90. It's going to be interesting to see what the fourth official gives us time added on here, due to that hailstorm and a number of stoppages in the second half. Hiller. Oh, Dortmund ending this match pretty well here. I said about the stamina earlier on. They've got fresh legs out there now. Well, it looks as though we're going to have 6 minutes of time added on. Sounds realistic to me. Are we going to see a winner? As there's poor defending there, Vranetsi. And he pulled the trigger, but his shot was blocked in the end. Now on the counter-attack, Dortmund. Jinma, though, they couldn't find him. Hiller happy to grab the ball. Is this one delivered forward, away by Dams. Jinma with the nod on, and he's only got himself up there. Almost got there. Hiller doing well again. Well, at the moment, you'd have to say it's the Borussia Dortmund side who are looking for a winner. 1860 just holding on to what they've got. It's Pajalic, the man who got the equaliser. Hiller away. 2 minutes into the 6 of time added on. Dams just getting it back to Ostrinski. As the shot does come in from range, and Ostrinski pounces upon it. Oh, late effort from 1860. As the ball drops here for 1860 again. Good defending there from Lang up against Jinma. As the bouncing ball sent downfield again. And no chance of finding Skenderovic. Midway through, time added on now. Those 6 minutes awarded because of a hailstorm. After 70 minutes, the referee calling a halt to play. And a number of stoppages after that as well for niggly injuries. 1860 haven't really got going in this game at all. I think they'll be happy to take a point given the performance. As there's a foul on Vranetsi. Fana, the guilty party. It was in late. Well, since the restart after the hailstorm, we haven't seen too many chances. Are we going to see one here as Talik stands over the ball? Ostrinski looking for maximum concentration from his defenders. As it's bent in, it's got a lovely shape to it. And it ends up going well wide of goal in the end. Velat was stretching all the way. I think it was Lang behind him as well. It was indeed. Didn't expect the ball to drop to him, Lang. Couldn't readjust quickly enough to send it on target. Wow, heart-in-mouth moment there for Christian Preußer. Pavlic goes down. Nothing doing, says the referee. Skenderovic loses out. It's Pavlic. Well, 1 minute of time added on to play. Is there going to be a sting in the tail? As Dams plays the ball out to the left-hand side. And then the foul coming in. That will do for 1860. They'll take their time over this, I think. Yeah, they're not spraying it forward. It's going to be one last bit of action here. Pushing everyone up, though. Having said that, as Hiller comes to take the free kick. It's played up towards the edge of the box. Can they get a flick on? They do. Velat manages it, but no one was rushing into the penalty area for the away side. Now the nod back over the top. Velat is still up there. And in the end, that's a foul. And that should be the end of that match. It looks as though it's going to end 1-1 here between Borussia Dortmund 2 and 1860 Munich. Dropped points then for Michael Kölner's side. But they'll be happy enough with it, having taken the lead from the penalty spot through Vernetzi, and then conceding a great goal from Pavlic just a couple of minutes later. No real harm done to them, as at the moment Elversberg still losing at home to Fell. Well, thanks so much for joining us for that third league match in Germany. You can join us for more of the same action next week. Thanks so much, enjoy your weekend and goodbye.
Präsentiert von BWin.